So in this episode, which I have titled Going Under, basically is what it says on the tin. I'm going to be going underneath the car to start to try and deal with some of the issues down there. How many episodes this is going to leach into, God knows. I think one of the biggest problems I've had since owning the car is not realising just how much it has actually been hidden away underneath this stuff here. Obviously, when I brought the car, had a look underneath it, and of course it is it's fully been covered with underseal, which is a good thing. Obviously it's there to protect the car, but whoever owned it before obviously wasn't cutting out the rot and getting rid of it. I think he was just sort of coating over the top of it, possibly. But yeah, basically I've got to get underneath, and I'm going to be using a disc, like something like this, which is it's just a piece that goes onto my angle grinder. I'm going to go underneath there today and basically have a good inspection and see what parts need taking out completely, which bits are okay and I can weld to. You can buy, of course, the whole floor panels, which probably would be a better way for me to go. As I said, this is a sort of budget restoration, really. So I'm going to do my best to cut the pieces out myself. Obviously, in the future, if I ever get to a lot more money and I can afford to do all the panels with the proper ones that come from the dealership, then I will do. But for now, I think just plating it. And what to do first, though, is get the car jacked up and remove the fuel tank as well, because yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of welding on this car. So yeah, obviously hot metal near a fuel tank, plus this garage is underneath where I live, so I don't want to be burning the place down. So we'll remove that out again, and yeah, hopefully things aren't too bad. But if they are, I might have to scream for help to one of my friends, because he's much better at welding. First challenge is to get this car jacked up. Now, last night, I've come into the garage this morning and to discover this kind of spill of coolant, I think. Don't know what that's all about. I've had a look round. I can't see where it's coming from. But yeah, when we're underneath, I'll have another look again. That's a bit of a worry. Hopefully nothing serious. But yeah, I need to get this car jacked up. Now this car here doesn't have very good jacking points. I've really struggled to get the front end of this car. The back end's fine, that's no problem. But yeah, this front end, it's certainly a challenge. So I think what I'm going to need to do is use some of my nifty little ramps here, which is usually a lot easier when I can drive the car. But as you can see, it's got those seats in there at the moment, so this should be interesting. But yeah, see if we can get the front of the car up on these, and then I can pump the back up, because I want this car nice and elevated so I can really see what I'm getting into. There we have it. She's all jacked up now. Hopefully this means I've got plenty of space to get underneath her. I'm going to be working mainly in this bottom section here. I'm going to have to see if I can bring down that light again and just put this underneath, so at least you guys can see what I'm up to down here. As you can tell, it's not my most favourite place to be working in, actually. It's not only is it dangerous, it's very dingy and uncomfortable. But yeah, as you can see, put some more light on this in a minute. Yes, this body panel. There's all sorts of different types of body panels here. I need to get a better light on it, don't I? There's a variety of problems inside the car. A lot of them are the floor here. There's been numerous attempts by whoever's owned this car in the past to kind of rivet things, to put plates in. If I'm being honest with you, I don't really know where to start. I think the best thing to do is to obviously get underneath the car and try and remove so much as that as a body seal as possible to get a better understanding of what's actually going on underneath here. But as you can see, I mean, there's an actual whopping great hole here. There's plates that aren't really on properly. So yeah, let's get underneath and see what I can find. A little bit of an idea how bad this is in here. It's not far away from being a Flintstone car. Look at that, that is horrendous. This is interesting. Okay, yeah, so I've got a feeling that might want to come out. Yeah, this is all coming off. Again, another great big hole. I'm hoping what I can do is just cut this bit away and put this bit in, a bit like what I've done over here. This panel has actually been put in. I just need to tidy it up a little bit. can see this area here. Well, this is the passenger side. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of holes underneath here. So I'm just going to get this buffing wheel and just see how much of it I can expose, just get a better understanding of how bad and what needs plating under here. And we're ready. Pair of gloves on. Glasses have steamed up already. Plan. It is terrible, I can tell already. I think what I'm going to do is cut a line right the way down to here and see if I can cut this entire section out. I think this whole thing wants I can see underneath this part here is actually directly beneath almost like a chassis part there, so I can't really get to it. I think the best thing I can do with this area, it has been kind of welded. There seems to be body filler in there for some reason, but yeah, I think I'm going to need to just try and tidy this bit up and leave it alone, because obviously I can't really be cutting any main parts of chassis out. But I think there's a line that goes along here, and that runs pretty much up to that headboard there. So let's see if we can cut this bit out and see if we can put a new piece of metal in that section there. It's going to be a bit similar to what's in the back here. I think I just need to weld a new plate in there, because all this seems to be pretty much okay. That's obviously an access for something. Here we go. That's that piece that's just been cut out. Oh, the state of it. Right, let's see if I can pull this out really. Still stuck on something there. I might have to give that a cut, I think, because yeah, that's not coming out, is it? I think that's pretty much it. There you go, brother. There you go. It will come out. Come on. Come on. You know what to. Whoa. Oh my goodness. It's like something at the top of the Titanic. You can see that is very much at the end of its life. What a state. That is horrendous. There's the sidelet. And as you can see by the floor, the amount of rust that came out of there. With a great big hole in the Austin now. But yeah, this shouldn't be too hard to weld back in. It's quite a nice shape really. It's not like it's a body panel or anything. All I'll have to do is cut out a sheet of material a bit similar to this and get that welded in. But there's obviously a few things I need to do first to make sure that it's all good metal in there to weld to. So, now that you're here, Ian, do you remember last time I said this is the going under episode?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Now, it's going to be a bit of a funny episode. I'm kind of glad Ian's here because filming some of this is going to be proven to be a bit challenging because, as you can imagine, getting the camera and the lights in places where you guys can see what I'm up to is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And I'm going to admit I am quite tired today. So this is a bit of a steadier episode, and really what I'm intending to do is investigate a bit further about how much of this is actually rotten and needs removing. As you saw me do, this part here has now been removed. Should we take a look at it, Ian?
Oh.
Because they do look like almost remains from the Titanic, and this will give you an idea of the type of rot that I'm talking about. That is just terribly bad, isn't it? I mean, crispy. I think what I would probably like to do, the lighting's going to be a problem, isn't it? Is try and get potentially this one finished, because you can see I've got a problem with the seam here. I'm going to see if I can fix that. I think I'm going to have to wait until I've got some new sheet metal, because I don't think the bit that I've got down there is actually big enough for that. So we have to go shopping next weekend, okay. I think, Ian. And I think over here, if I get time today, I'm going to see if I can have a little go. As you can see, I can actually see daylight through there at the moment, so that bit has got to come out. But yeah, see how we do. Are you ready for this, Ian?
Oh yes.
We've been putting it off and putting it off.
Round two.
But I'm going to be looking forward to seeing this inside of the car, that cream colour. I think it's going to feel so much brighter. I don't know if you can kind of get this from here, guys. I mean, it's been this dark green and it's very dingy in here. So I think once it's cream, we'll have a much lighter interior, hopefully. Have the first plan. I've already well, pretty much welded a whole piece into this floor. The only problem is I've got a problem with the seam now. So I think what we've decided to do is make like almost like an L shape that we're going to put into here, so that we actually get a nice weld onto this nice bit of metal here. I think that's probably the safest way, because some of this is actually rotten away down there. So we're going to clean that up and then make a nice L shape, so this is actually bonded onto that bit a bit better. We're going to need the MIG welder, so yeah, let's get the welder up in place, and I can just sort out a couple of little bits, and then we'll see if we can't cut that new bit out. Get obviously the edges of these a bit obviously a bit more cleaned up, so I'm just going to get an angle grinder on these so we've got nice edges, and the all-important methylated spirit, so it's really super clean. And then hopefully that welder should work nicely then.
Yes.
This is the only time that this is going to come in quite practically helpful. I can actually put my leg down here, look. Flipstone style.
Yeah, but that'll do.
The light's terrible, isn't it? All right. And these are being so difficult that I think really the best way to do this is probably with a rasp. What do you reckon, Ian?
Yeah.
And the drill.
The drill, yeah.
We could probably use the drill, couldn't we? So let's get the drill and some rasps, and hopefully I can get into some of these more difficult. It's all over the place, isn't it? It really
But an L shape would be alright, yeah.
Yeah, until that guy that keeps telling me off for not cutting the rot out. Yes, I got told off by him the other day. See, that's really bad. That needs coming off. There you come. So I told you that I kept all my offcuts and shards for various different welding projects. I don't just simply bin them, and it's for reasons like what I'm about to show you why I think it's good to keep these little bits. As you can see down here, we don't have the actual full flooring part, and that's because it's quite expensive to buy them. I will be able to get away with by just welding various bits and bobs in, as long as it's done safely. That should work. And what I'm going to do is just use some of these little offcuts to help me get into some of these gaps here, because obviously we need to be welding to that bit of metal there quite nicely. We are going to put a main L shape in here and obviously flatten these down, but I would still like to close up these gaps with bits and bobs. Hopefully with these odd spares we should be able to get something in there, so something like that hopefully will fit. What do you reckon? Yes, obviously I need to cut it up. Will fit into a part like that, and then maybe various bits and bobs like this will help me get round, so it's actually welding itself to the proper metal there. And then obviously I'll cut a full piece for that. But that bit almost will almost fit in there. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of shaping, but that will almost fit in there, won't it? Yeah. And as I said, yeah, don't pick on me too much, because once that's in, I'm going to flatten it down and then put a full L plate in there to reinforce it, so it'll be nice and strong, hopefully. Cut. One cool little tip that I have picked up recently is to snip the ends off before you get going. That way your tacks will take nicely. I'm sure there's a lot more nerdier programs out there that will teach you why, but I don't know why. I thought it was a good thing to do. So here we are on weekend 2. I know I haven't released any video at all. I'm sorry, but it's just been very, very busy recently, and I must admit this particular project is actually really, really hard to work on, because as you can see, we are right down into the floors here, aren't we, Ian? Yep. Ian actually comes in really helpful for this, because as you can imagine, getting the camera in the right place with the light, it's been proving quite tricky when you're underneath the car. I think before we do anything though, yes, we need to have a quick tidy up. We'll get rid of this box. Do you reckon we should put these doors out somewhere?
No, all right, yeah.
No, okay. Well, the trouble is I'm going to be working on this side. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So maybe we could just pull these out, put them somewhere else. Yeah. Yes. Here's the bit we've done so far. What a mess. But it's metal that wasn't there before, so at least it's safe. It's taking out that horrible area. We've got a panel over there that needs doing. As you can see, you can actually see daylight through that right now. That's just dangerous, isn't it, Ian? Yeah. You see we can't get that cut out. I think this one over here, bar maybe some little blobs, I think that one's probably okay. That's the only good news. So we've got to cut that out. That's pretty much it. You're going to get the polishing wheel on thing. We're going to be busy, Ian. Are you ready?
Yep.
Cool. Daylight. Very shaded. had a little idea what we're going to do. Because of the lighting problems in here at the moment, I'm going to trail a little extension cable inside here and somehow hang a light up here so that we get light down on this the whole time, hopefully making it so that you guys can see what I'm actually up to. Right, let's see if we can't get a little bit of light in here. It's so dark, isn't it, Ian? So here's the extension lead.
You put it on film, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, is it on film?
It's on red, yeah.
Yeah, right. So what we need to do is somehow trail this so it comes in there and then hang the light up there. Where do you reckon we can hang it from? What about the back?
Yeah.
Shining back down here, because that's where the majority of the work's going. And then we can just hide that extension. That's the majority of the issue, isn't it? So here's the little light. This little fella comes in really handy, doesn't he, Ian?
Yep.
Plus, if I've got to go under the car, we can just quickly take it down, can't we? No problem at all. Yes.
Better? Look at that. Yep.
Yeah, so what do you reckon? We can hang that up in there somewhere. Can't actually see. It's too bright. What about that?
That's it? Yeah.
No. I'll put it more in the corner.
In the corner, yeah.
That's what I don't know. I don't know that as much. Right, I think what I need, Ian,
Some tape.
is, yeah, we got gaffer tape. As you can see, we've come up with an ingenious solution. We put a ratchet strap around the roof and we're just dangling this light from it now. That's so much better. We can see what we're doing, Ian.
Yeah.
Happy days. Yeah, let's trace that cable down, make sure nobody's going to trip on it, and then we'll get to do some work. Yeah, okay, so come in here. Not that I want to show you guys too much of this, because if I'm being honest with you, this is absolutely amateur. But we have this new plate in here now. Not being funny, we've tested this, haven't we? This is strong. It's definitely not going to go anywhere. So my plan, first of all, is to just get an angle grinder out and tidy this up a little bit, and then get some of that galvanising spray. As you can see, rust is starting to start. I should have sprayed this last time, but I just ran out of time. So yeah, we'll just sand that rusty bits off, maybe rust treat it, and then get some paint, a little bit of cover-up paint on there. And I think we should go over there. I think that's the next protocol, don't you?
Yep, okay.
Personally, although it's messy, that part over there doesn't actually look too bad. Well, I mean, when I say doesn't look too bad, guys, in time, I want to order the specific panels to weld them in properly. I'm doing this on a budget. I'm just trying to stop this car from not being on the road. So yeah, for now, we're just going to leave that alone, cover it over, and then later in time, I can just pull out the whole floors, I think, and weld new ones in. But yeah, for now, let's get that one out. That could be a bit fiddly, that one, because there's actually a truss that runs through there.
Is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, okay. Interesting. All right, let's buff this one out first, and then we'll get to that. Ready?
Yep. On now.
So I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit. As you can see, this is not the proper part for this car. You can actually buy all of these panels that go in here. The only trouble is, if you add everything together, we'd be into thousands and thousands of pounds if we were to go out and buy it. And I'm sorry, I just don't have the money for that right now. But, hey, Ian, we have both stood on this panel.
Yep.
That is not going nowhere.
No.
The rain can't get back in, so once that's wax oiled, I think that'll be good enough. And eventually down the line, I'm going to look to putting these panels, buying these actual whole pieces and putting them in. So what I'm going to do is, someone at the welding shop gave me some pretty handy stuff. Basically, galvanising space, quite cheap to buy. Obviously, we will be painting these with some either like hammerite or some sort of heavy crude rust protection. For now, I would just want to get something on here just so she won't rust anymore. So I'm going to go ahead, paint this section up, and we can get over there. Are we ready? I'm not overly bothered. So looky here. If you're wondering why I'm trying to plate up in here, well, as you can see, that is rotten. Look at that. Like literally, Ian, I'm barely pushing that.
Yeah, it's gone through
Oh
both.
my word, that is horrendous. So the good news is that we have got a piece of chassis underneath the car that runs sort of underneath this bit. This is an access panel, so it's something to do with the brakes, I think. Yeah, so we need to leave this area alone. But I think what we need to do is get this plate out, and that'll expose where this bit of chassis is. I can kind of vaguely do that. Yeah. Woo. Yes. Let's cut this out, Ian.
Yeah.
I think more alarmingly, is it running?
Yep.
I think more alarmingly, Ian, we've driven in this car. That's what what that was. So, where's the chassis?
The chassis? What's that?
There it is. I don't want to damage it.
Okay. I'll get those out, grind those out, and that will lift up, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
This has bolted it down.
Right, let's put the thin blade back on then. I'll cut along that line.
These are just bolts, aren't they?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Let's go on the side, yeah. Should be. Oh, switch off.
Matt, help.
Oh, help.
Matt, where are you? The Queen said, camera running.
Yeah.
Shall we take some advice from Queenie here?
Yeah.
Like the storm, this too shall pass. Crikey me. The Titanic's in better state than this, isn't it? Maybe that's the secret. Put it at the bottom of the ocean and preserve it a bit better. Yes. Come on. It's smashing. This is a concern.
Oh, that's solid. Proper member.
To you,
A work of art.
what was in there originally? That is horrendous, Ian. And where's the other one gone?
Oh, there.
Well, I always want to keep it as part of history.
Yeah, sell it on.
Yeah, we should frame that and put it. Oh, that's quite cool, Ian.
A bit of art.
Yeah, a bit of artwork. Tate modern. Yeah, that is terrible though. Cool, right, let's get the rest of it out. Like, what is what? I think I can buff that up with the big one.
Yeah.
If I could just get these two. You think that's the fuel line?
No, it is.
Hello, my darlings. Look at this. Oh my god. Well, I think when people used to take the mick out of me and call it a rust bucket, they weren't wrong, were they?
No.
That is horrendous. Oh, Holly.
You haven't let the side down yet.
Yes. Oh, this is the problem. Every time I pulled up at Sainsbury's, there was like a new part on the floor. Like, this bit's new. What did that bit in? Right, what I need to do is take, if you could hand it down, there's a nice convenient little hole for it in. Oh, the problem is, it's not going to work. I think I've got as far as I'm going to go with taking these panels out. As you can see, I have managed to find some metal in the chassis. Would you believe it? There was something after all. I think what we will do though is wait to next session to weld these two in. So I'm going to dedicate all next weekend to going and getting some panels, getting them welded up and sort of prepped and ready in. I think what we're going to do now though is I would like to see this general area sort of tidied up just like this one actually. So I think the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to put the polishing disc on the angle grinder, give it a good grind off, clean up, and we'll just get some spray over there, so at least that piece at least is looking a little bit more done. Because Ian, do you remember them when the whole car looked like this?
Oh yeah.
And it's so hard to see what you're doing, but actually there's nothing wrong really with this. There's no reason why we can't paint this. I've just got some of the hair that was originally in this. Ian, do you remember when the seat was full of hair?
Oh, the horsehair, yeah.
Horsehair, old school. So yeah, we're going to try and scrub some of that out, and then we'll see if we can't get this painted up for you guys. Look at me now. Yes, you can tell what I've been up. Lots of angle grinding today. So Ian is going to have a go at using one of these really awesome polishing discs. You've seen these in action before. We've been using them to obviously get metal and things ready for welding. Ian, you get to christen this brand new one. These are one of those things, they're fantastic, but they only really work for a certain amount of time, and I thought because I'm feeling nice, Ian, you get to christen this one. Should be wearing gloves really, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you know, we usually like to put a little bit something different in the episode just so it's not boring. Now, a little while ago, I don't know if you've watched these channels before, but Ian had a little bit of motorcycle accident a little while ago, didn't you?
Oh,
So, yes. And we've decided for you guys today, because I own the same jacket as Ian. In fact, Ian's copied me. I was there first, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yes. And we thought for a bit of fun, because I haven't released mine for a while, I will show the art of being a blowfish. Ian is an expert blowfish.
I'm an expert.
Reason we call him a blowfish is because of this. Yes, there he goes. That's actually a life jacket, but what we're about to show you is a very, very similar thing. Basically, they have released jackets that look like this. Mine's pretty cool, I've got a leather one, but inside of it, it has, where is it? It has a CO2 canister. So when you pull it, you pull this little chain here, it should detonate, and Ian has very kindly offered to smack me with that broom over there. You looking forward to that, Ian?
Oh yes.
Well, before it gets too dark, let's get this shot. And yeah, I hope you enjoy seeing me go bang.
I'm always doing
It does, it really does. It proper chokes you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do
Don't I
this.
look like a tough nut?
I look like a Sons of Anarchy person, don't I? I don't know, you may be worried though. Do you reckon I need headphones in?
I think you should. Yeah.
You reckons I should have headphones in? You can twist that bottom bit there. I'm not going to walk off because otherwise it might do it. So I've just realised I actually looked at the camera. Oh my god, I need to have a wash, don't I? Like I'm in the coal mines. So let's bring the camera a little bit closer. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this from the other side of the bike because that's where the chain is. So on the bike is this lanyard. When I fall off, this goes bang. That's the idea of it. And Ian, would you agree that it saves?
Yep.
Here you go. Look, he's in one piece. Yeah. Your legs might fall off because I can't protect them, but at least anything that houses an organ or something like that, and more importantly the spine. Would you say when it goes off it tends to push up towards the helmet part there as well? So I'm going to put some headphones on. Ian reckons this might hurt my ears. Right, we've got one shot. Here we go.
Shot. All right.
Yep. So, you're probably wondering why all of a sudden I've cut to being inside. Now, Ian, what happened? I tried to pull the cord, I was being a bit weedy about it, and just before I actually did detonate it, it did go off outside. The video camera stopped filming. It was quite an expensive mistake, because Ian has now had to go buy another canister that goes inside here, CO2 canister, and how much was that?
£19.
£19. So let's hope that doesn't happen again, and we're going to detonate it in here instead. And Ian has got a rolling pin to smack me with, just to show you guys that this thing really does keep you safe, okay? Hope do you think the lighting looks okay?
Yep.
And just in case you're interested, that's what's doing all the work. It's a little CO2 canister, and that's just inside that little pocket there. What the hell this has to do with Austin a30 rear doors, I really don't know, but we just thought you guys might enjoy seeing me go like the blowfish.
Blowfish.
Right.
You going to pull it?
So I just pull it like this.
Yeah.
Do you think I need to put anything on my head?
What?
So I put a crash helmet on the side.
You can also, yeah.
Is it that loud? Did it hurt your ears yesterday?
No, because that wasn't right on it. So.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Ready? Oh. Go on then. Give us a smack. Oh, they see? You see, that's how effective it is. Even the rolling pin was no match. See what I mean?
And turn around. Turn around.
No, because you were not flinging it across the... I mean, yeah, as you can see, I mean, I could barely breathe, but everything's okay. So if I was in an impact, as you can see, that would close up to the helmet and hopefully prevent any of my internal organs and my heart, such as it is, from being hurt. Well, that just cost... How much did that cost?
£19.
£19. I hope you enjoyed that bit. Anyway, let's go get that car painted. So it's getting pretty late now, so all we're going to do, we just had a little good scrub up of all this area. We're going to paint it with the same stuff that we've used down there, so at least we've completed something in this episode. It's been a bit of a struggle, hasn't it, Ian? Decided that's enough from us today. We have managed to get this painted. I mean, as you can see, that looks so much better. Yeah, it's quite amazing, really. Ian. it's making the ceiling look really grubby. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little bit. I'll see you in the next episode where we are going to be completing, hopefully, these parts down on the floor here. Do you want to say anything, Ian?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, apart from bye. I need a wash. Yes, don't I look dirty? Right, let's tidy up.